Hey, Google, pause. All right, go ahead and ship out those last couple of messages. Get a couple more people on. Let's see. Make sure that my people that said they wanted to be on are on. All right. Well, I'm too excited to wait much longer because I've been waiting since yesterday to share this all with you. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Mandy Yenser. I'm a double diamond in Rock Springs. I've been in the business for 2 years, and because I'm a double diamond, I've built a diamond. A little bit about my story. I went diamond in 8 months. I went ruby in 21 days, emerald in 72. And then my business fell apart. And it was my own doing. So when I decided that I was going to rebuild, one, it's because I decided that I was going to rebuild my team and that I was going to do it. It was nobody's job but my own. And so when I decided to re-rank from ruby in January to double diamond in May, it was all up to me. It was not my team's, it wasn't my team's decision to promote. It wasn't my team's job to make it happen. It was all up to me. And so with that, that meant that there was a lot of personal growth that had to happen. And to go from ruby to double in 4 months is a huge jump. If you looked at a chart, to go from ruby to emerald is a jump. To go from emerald to diamond is a jump. And then to go from diamond to double is a really big jump, because you're essentially building a whole nother diamond. When I went double, I actually decided the month that, make sure that if you're unmuting, you remute yourself, unless you have a question. But the month that I validated my double, I did it with a completely different diamond. And so I essentially built an entire diamond in 30 days. And why I haven't shared what I did that or how I did that with the world yet is beyond me, because that's huge to build 2 complete diamonds, because I decided that's what I was going to do. And so to open the whole call up, first of all, I got my sticky note. I told you who I was, because if I don't have a sticky note and I don't have notes, something's getting left out. I woke up yesterday morning, I've been writing, I'm in the process of becoming a presidential diamond November of 2020, but I didn't believe it deep down in my soul. And for those of you that know me, and Samara has called me on my crap quite a few times, and so she knows that I didn't believe I could make it happen. I woke up yesterday morning and I don't know why. Maybe it's because of all the personal development I've been doing. Maybe it's because I've been doing the prayer of Jabez. I can't tell you why. But I woke up with this fire in my soul, and I finally believed that no matter what, come November of 2020, I am going to be a presidential diamond leader. And what my breakthrough is that I decided that, and that it wasn't my team. And so when I promoted to double, I said, I will not promote again until my team is ready. And that gave my team permission to sit exactly where they're at and be comfortable. And that gave me permission to not grow. And I told my team last night on a team call, I said, why is it that we go ruby on the 2nd of the month, but yet here we are on the 13th, and we have the same volume that we had on the 13th of last month, and the month before, and the month before, and the month before? If we are the first team to go ruby, why in the heck do we only have 5,000 volume on the 13th of the month? There's no excuse for it, other than we're not growing. And that's what it came down to. And so yesterday I made the decision. I finally decided I'm going to be that presidential leader. And anytime I've ever promoted, it's because I just decided. And I used to hate that. I hated that when you would ask a leader, well, what was that turning point? Well, I decided. And I know that Tamika will tell you the same thing. You just decide. And so you have to truly decide that you're going to be a diamond leader. That you are, like Samara said, you have to decide it and you have to believe it. And so I decided I had a call with my team, and they have to decide for themselves. Like, if they're going to be diamond leaders, they have to decide it, because I can't decide it for them. And so I told them, I'm going triple with or without you. So you can choose to come on this journey with me, or you can stay where you're at and I will love you. I will love you exactly where you are, and I will believe that you are capable of more, but I will not wait for you. And that was me giving them permission to either grow with me or stay. And that is their choice, and they get to decide. And so I spent all day, I messaged Tamika, I was like, I had this idea in the shower. I wanted to do a group chat because that's all I knew. Like, my tool in my tool belt is a group chat. Group chats are my automatic go-to. I was like, I need something for my team that gives them the tools, that gives them everything they need, because I checked in. So when I went diamond, Tamika got my chart every single day without fail. Every single morning, every single night, she knew exactly what I was doing. She didn't ask me. That was something I decided I was going to do because I needed that for accountability. And so that's what I did. That was my choice. You have to decide what holds you accountable, because that doesn't, I found out last night on my team call, that doesn't motivate everybody. And so maybe I'm more red than I want to think that I am. FYI, I'm wearing my red hat today, so you all know. Because I like that I'm going to get it done. This is what I need to do, and I'm going to make it happen, where that intimidates other people. And if that number doesn't move, it shuts them down and they're done. And so you have to figure out for you, what is that thing? If it's not sending your numbers in, then you get to figure that out. That's not what this call's about. You get to figure that out on your own. And so I showed up at Tamika's house. I was like, I need your help. We need to create something. And so together we came up with this. And it is so pretty. I wish you could see like how pretty it was in person, because it fits like very neatly on a calendar printed out on how to go diamond in 25 days. And like, it doesn't have a date on it, because we always say that we'll launch things on the 1st of the month, but then people aren't ready. And then they come up with excuses. And so like I told my team last night, why wait till November 1st when you can start tomorrow? And they all started this morning. And so like, you do not have to wait until November 1st to start doing this. You can figure it out now. Like last night, we got all of our ducks in a row. We made sure we had our friends list, everything that we needed. And so I'm going to go through the things that you need to have in order to make this work. You need to have a KPI sheet. You aren't going anywhere if you don't know what you're doing. It's got to have a KPI list. You have to be plugged into what we're doing. Yes, I do. That would be awesome, Tamika. I don't have it on my iPad. She has it on her computer. She's going to screen share it with us. So in just a second, she'll screen share it with us. But you have to be plugged in to what we're doing as a team, because otherwise you're going to be left out. And so on this calendar, like if you look at the very bottom, she says all the things to do. It says all the things to do. Print your Facebook friends list. And it would be super beneficial. And if you're newer, you may not have 2,000 friends yet, but that's your goal, is to have 2,000 friends. And you'll see why as we go through the calendar. So to print your Facebook friends list, to get organized, you need to have your Facebook friends list, your follow-up sheet, and your Bliss app with your Connect app all set up. Like those are things that you need to sit down and get all your ducks in a row. And then you need to schedule in on your calendar. Everybody's going to get access to all of this stuff. I seen that in the chat, and I will come back. I'm a squirrel. I will come back to the chat in a minute. But you need to schedule all of your PAC calls, because you need to be plugged in, and all of your corporate calls. If your team does their own team call, you need to be plugged into that too, because your leaders do have value. And so you need to be loud in your individual team calls. You need to be loud in the PAC calls, and you need to be on the corporate calls so that you know what's going on. The reason that I know what's going on is because I take time out of my day to make sure I'm on everything that's going on. Can it be overwhelming? Yes. If I miss it, I watch the recording. And then you need to have the books to read, whether it be on Audible or a hard copy. And the 4 books to read were the 10X Rule, the Closer Survival Guide, Crash the Chatterbox, and Permission to Screw Up. And so when I thought about the books that helped me promote to Diamond and Double and like rebuild my diamond when I decided to promote, those were the books I read. Tamika's book that she's like, her suggestion of the Closer Survival Guide. Those are the books that you need to start with. And then all of your, like up here in the calendar, you need to make sure that you have a printed copy of the IDS for when you go live, because all of your lives need to have an income disclosure statement in the live and in the comments. So, and then make sure that you're in all of the chats. And now we're going to go through like what the content calendar looks like. So if Tamika, if you'll scroll up to the top, day one, like we're starting at the very beginning. The goal is 320 volume every single day. And like we've mapped it all the way out to 8,000 for you, but you could start today. You need to be commission qualified, because you cannot be a diamond leader and not be commission qualified. And it doesn't cut it to be a diamond leader and be commission qualified on the last day of the month. You get commission qualified on the first day of the month. And if you're starting this today, that means, hey, we just got paid today. You go get yourself commission qualified. And if you don't know what commission qualified is, you get to figure that out. You're going to do 50 new reach outs every single day. Now, these are not host to post. These are not just your positive vibes. These are, you go down your friends list, which is why we said print it. And I have mine right here, and I'll show you my little folder after we're done screen sharing, but. And you go down your list, you click on their profile. So you sort it from oldest to newest if you don't have it printed, and you click on their profile. You look at their profile and you say, am I sending them a customer message, or am I sending them a distributor message? And you send it. You send 50 of those a day. I would not recommend sitting and sending all 50 of them in one setting. I would do 10 now, 10 in an hour, 10 in an hour, 10 in an hour, and break it up throughout your day. If that means that you set alarms on your phone to make sure that you get it done, then you set alarms on your phone. And then you're going to go live on the first day and cast your vision. What does this promotion mean to you? What is it going to look like for your team? What is it going to do for you? Why does it even matter? What does your vision look like? You're going to get up 10 host to post. So yes, the KPI sheet says 5, but going diamond, my number was 10, because I could get 5 up, no comments on 5 of them, until I got that one that blew up. I signed 5 customers on. It's a numbers game. And do you really want to gamble with your numbers when you're running up for a promotion? I don't. If that means I send more messages to get my host to post up, fine, so be it. I get 10 up a day. I got 25 up yesterday. And so every day there's something on the calendar. There's a go live 5 days out of the week. And if there's not a live, there's something else, like day 2, unmute on a team call. And then there's go live because of it works, 50 new reach outs. Like every single day we've given you the tasks. And so these tasks are on top of your KPI, with the exception, you can stop screen sharing, Tamika, because we can send it out to them for them to like fully look at. And so these tasks every single day are on top of your KPI, with the exception of the 30 new connections. Like, we don't want you in Facebook jail. So your 30 new connections are any messages that you send. And so you can check that off, because you're sending 50 messages already. You're going to get that. You're going to get those 30 connections. You're going to get the 5 host to post, because you're getting 10 of them up. And so there's some of those things, by completing some of these tasks, you're going to get done by doing this. But that doesn't mean that we do away with our KPI sheet in any way, shape, or form. You need to be making sure that you're getting all of that personal development done. And so something I went through with my team, they're like, but how do you do it? I get up at 5 a.m. every single morning. Do I have to? Absolutely not. My kids don't get up, and they get themselves ready for school. So really, like, I could sleep till 8 if I wanted to, but I get up at 5 a.m. before anybody in my house gets up. I check my reports, which is something you need to be doing every single day. You need to know what's coming in your organization and going out of your organization. I check my chart and my BV goals. I chart every single morning. And I set a goal. Where am I coaching? Where am I filling? What has to come in today? And so if you look at the calendar, it says day 1, auto shipment. Day 3, go executive. Day 13 or day 7, go Ruby. Day 13, 2 executives. Day 16, go Emerald. Day 20, the next 2 executives. Day 25, go Diamond. Like, we mapped it out completely for you. And so where do you need to be coaching and filling to hit those goals? And then I send all of my happy birthdays first thing in the morning. And I use my happy birthdays to help get my host to post up. I get 10 hosts to post up. I send my charts to Tamika every single morning. Do I need to do that? No. Does she need my charts? No. But do I do it for me? Absolutely. That's my accountability. So my direct upline is no longer in the business. Tamika is like my accountability partner. And so that's where I go. I send them to her. She doesn't need to tell me good job. She doesn't need to tell me anything. I just send them to her so that I know that they're there. And at the end of the night, guess what I do? I send them back to her. I tell her what I did, what I didn't do, what I'm going to do better tomorrow. Because do I hit all of my goals every day? No. But does my chart change every single day? Absolutely. There's been very few times that my chart has not changed. Very few. And those nights I'm up to 11, 12 o'clock making sure that that chart changes. I write my volume on my calendar. And I used to think Tamika was crazy for this. Okay. I'm just putting it out there. I write my volume on my calendar every single day, so I know where I was last month compared to this month. Success leaves clues. Yeah, I know. Thanks. It took me until 3 months ago to actually do this. And that's when I figured out that our volume on the 13th of this month was lower than it's been for the last 3 months. And how in the world is that possible when we go Ruby on the 2nd of the month? That's when something needed to change. And so I actually track my Facebook friends because I have a goal to get to 5,000 friends. I went Diamond with 1,000 friends, just so you all know. Anything is possible. But I track my Facebook friends and my volume every day in this part of my calendar, because on this part of my calendar, I write all my things to do in color coding. And then I do my own personal development. I do the prayer of Jabez, the dream giver, and then I run a mindset call first thing in the morning. That is what my day looks like in the morning before I ever even get my kids up or anybody else in my house gets started. And so by 10 o'clock in the morning, I've done 2 power hours and most of my work is done for the day. And so I'm going to go check the chat because I see it's blowing up. She at least holds up. Yeah, she at least hearts it. Like, she sees it. Okay, I don't think I missed anything. So does anybody have questions so far? This is your chance to unmute, guys. This is for you. What report do I check? Okay, so when I check my reports, I check 2. I go into my downline orders, and I check every order that's come in through my organization. I check it every night before I go to bed and every morning when I wake up. And then I also teach my team to do that because I've missed orders. Like, we've got some days that they process so many that I missed a new enrollment and I wouldn't have known if she didn't boom it in the chat. And that happens. But that's where I'm teaching my leaders to be leaders and help pick up that. And then I also go down to my reports and I check the total volume by distributor. And I check every volume for the distributor and I write it down. Those are the 2 I check. Who else has questions? You can just unmute.
I have a question.
Go for it.
I'm struggling with adding people because I've been accepting some people and then I get these creeps that are like, are you married? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you got kids. And I'm like, block, block, block. So I've been going to some groups that I have things in common with people. And I have, surprisingly, in my in my area in Texas, I've been getting some new ones. I got this lady that I've been talking to today. She's pretty excited about It Works. And she's older than me. I was quite impressed. And And I did find a little way, if I talk on my microphone and send them voice clips, they like that better than reading all my texts because they can hear my excitement. So I've been doing that a little bit more. But anyway, I just don't want to come across a creeper by adding all these people. Like, I don't know this girl. What's going on? So I'm just kind of trying to break that bridge of confidence with that.
So I don't think I'm a creeper. I think I'm a person who loves all humans. And so it starts with that. I only add women unless they come from a host of hosts. So I don't intentionally just add men. I only add them if they comment on a product and want product. And I never even used to do that, except for I actually have a lot of men who are customers. And they're not creeps. And so, like, that's something I had to overcome personally because I wouldn't talk to men at all. I had zero confidence when it came to men. I was afraid of men, and so I wouldn't add them. There wasn't men on my Facebook. I'm gonna have to shut this window though. School just got out here and my neighbors are loud. And so when it comes to adding friends, I actually just did this with my team last night. I like to find places that you want to visit. And you go find boutiques and things and you start adding people from there. And then when someone's like, well, do I know you? You don't. But I actually want to come visit there. And so I'm just starting to get to know people there. Like, find actual reasons why you want to add these people. And so I'm a firm believer in loving people and building better humans. And so people ask me all the time, do I know you? Nope. But you look like a positive person that I might like in my circle. But that also means that I check their profile. They're not posting things that aren't positive. Because if I said that to somebody who wasn't positive, like, that wouldn't work. And so, like, you really do have to be sincere about the people that you're adding. And when I quit just mass adding people to add them to get to that 5,000 mark, and I started finding people who were on the same journey I am, not necessarily building their business, but they're looking for that positive, uplifting, build better humans vibe that I have, my whole world changed. And I don't get those nasty, creepy vibes from people anymore. And like, people go to my profile attracts that. Like, if you go to my profile, it is all about building better humans. And so I don't get a lot of those messages. And then I seen a question in the chat. Did that answer your question? Okay, it's noisy here. How do you handle overwhelm? So for me, there were times in my life that it was very overwhelming and it was very noisy. I had to create a space that was mine because I didn't always have an office. I didn't always have a space, and I didn't always have time. And so for me, it was creating a spot on the couch with a binder and like explaining to family that this is my 1 hour. And eventually it came down to 5 a.m. I wake up before anyone in my house and I get my things that have to be done. So that way when life happens, because we all know that it will, my stuff's already done for the day. And so it's okay if life happens because I already handled my business for the day. And that was the best tip somebody could have ever gave me, because when I started, I wasn't a morning person, but I also wasn't a night person. I was this in between, and I liked about noon. I didn't stay up late and I didn't get up early. And Tamika just kind of looked at me like, okay, so when are you going to do your work since you have children? And I didn't get it until I got it. Like, you've got to figure it out. And some people are night owls, and that's great. Do your work after your kids go to bed, and some people are early risers. But you have to decide which one you're going to be, and you have to commit to being that one. And no matter what, you get your work done. So if that means that you get up at 5 a.m. and you get all your work done before your kids get up, or you put your kids to bed and you don't go to bed until after. And Tamika says, sometimes you have to be both for a short time to hit your goals. And I've done that too. I've gotten up at 5 a.m. and not gone to bed until midnight because I have goals. And my goals aren't waiting. And so like, you just have to figure out your grit. Like, how hard are you really going to work for it? How much does it really mean to you? Is your dream bigger than your excuses? And if you haven't figured out your why yet, That's the first thing that you have to do before you can even start to figure out how you're going to go diamond in 25 days. Because if you decide that you're going to go diamond in 25 days, the devil's going to come in and he's going to say, oh, no, you're not. Just so you know, I've got A, B, C, D, and E in your way. And you want to know what I do? I look at him and say, is that all you got? But do you have that grit? Kaylee says, how do you keep track of all of your LCs, especially the ones you put under other people? It's been hard to find time to come up with orders. Oh, I should do a training on this. Okay. I love the Connect app, and I hated it when it came out. I told Amber I'm not using it. I'm not setting it up. It's not happening. Just so that you know. I was really hard to work with when I started, as I hear myself talk. Because like, yes, you were. Yes, you were. Okay, this comes in your new distributor pack. Okay, it's a little sheet. Every time I sign a customer or distributor, I write the date that they signed, where they're placed, their customer number, their BV. I have one of these. The 3 months I didn't do them, my business tanked. Like, success leaves clues. You track everything. And I used to think Tamika was crazy for it. She's like, I got this follow-up list and I got this customer list. I'm like, I don't need that. It's in my back office. I haven't figured out, like, mine's paper pencil. I'm not great when it comes to a computer, which is why I had to go to Tamika's house to figure out how to do this. Okay. So mine is all on paper pencil. And I have this cute little file folder on my wall that I stick them all in. And I have this cute little, so the month I'm currently working on goes in here. And then as far as the Connect app goes, I enroll all of my customers under my website, and then I put in a support ticket to have them moved. They stay in my Connect app because I enrolled them first. It hit my Connect app first. And so that's how I do mine, because then I get to follow up with them through my Connect app. And I'm going to do it that way until it doesn't work that way anymore. And so I just enroll all of my customers through my website, and then I go back in and do a support ticket to change them to whoever I'm placing them under.
Can I show my system real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because this is, if you've got the app, it makes it really easy. I use the Google Excel sheet. And so once you download this diamond calendar, then you're going to have it. But mine just says customer info. And I just keep track of the date they sign, their name, their ID number, where they're placed, and then what their order is. And then when I contact them each month and I update their order, then I just highlight it in green so I know it's done. And then, like, this person hasn't gotten back to me yet, so I don't know what she wants. But I do this at the very beginning of the month, and I try and push all of my orders back to run before the 15th. So when you look at all of them, like, you know, up to 36 here are all running before the 15th. And so then that way I can take care of all my customers at the very beginning of the month. Now, these ones asked to have it pushed back, or they signed up at the end of the month and I just haven't pushed it back yet, but I'm always constantly trying to get everything before the 15th. And this is nice because I have it on my phone, I have it on my iPad, I have it on my computer. And then when they turn it off, then I come over here and I just copy and paste their name, their ID number, and where they're placed at the bottom of here. And I can sort it in alphabetical order. And so if there's somebody else who comes in who's like Carrie Ann's like, oh, hey, I want to put in an order, then I can just go to my K's. I can find her name, I copy, paste it, and I already know our password because all the passwords are the same. And so it's just nice that I have it on all of my devices and I have it in order of when they're running.
And so, like, you have to find the system that works for you. And there's no one way that's the right way. There's a lot of leaders that have a lot of different systems. You just have to find your system and you have to stick to it. And you can't say 3 days in, oh, well, that didn't work for me. Because I tracked on paper pencil for probably 6 weeks before I seen any result of it. But I will tell you, when I started printing this out, this is just my loyal customers, I started filling this out. That's when I started enrolling more than 4 customers a month because I could see it. It's when I started setting bigger goals. And so I would encourage you to set it all up and get it like where you visually can see it. And then I send all of my customer follow-up messages through the Connect app. Like me and Tamika spent a whole day setting up follow-up messages. Was it a pain? Absolutely. Was I thrilled about it? Not at all. I almost told her I wasn't going to do it, but she kind of just showed up at my door. But it has been amazing for customer retention. And so there's things in leadership that are hard that you don't want to do, that don't fill your cup. But those are the things that push you, that grow you. And like, leadership isn't easy. If it was, everybody would do it. It's not always going to be fun, but there are some incredible, amazing things about it.
So I want to say something about this calendar, you guys, because Mandy came over yesterday and we sat down and we said, what did it take when we went diamond? And you guys, legit, the month I went diamond, I was still teaching. I was still coach, or not the month I went diamond. The month I did what is on this calendar, I was still teaching. I was still coaching for about the first 2 weeks of that month. And because I was teaching school still, and we didn't get out till second week in June. And I did all of these things every single day. I woke up earlier. I stayed up later. I remember talking to my upline. I was like, there are people up at 2 a.m. What in the heck? Like, there was a market for every hour of the day. And I was so confused because I got to go to bed at 9 because I got to wake up at 5 so I can go to work. And then during that time, I was literally going to bed at 2 and waking up at 5 and getting like 3-4 hours of sleep. And I did that for all of June. And at the end of June, I didn't hit it. I missed it. And July, I did it again. Except for this time I did 55 people a day because I needed to do more. And then, because of the work that I put in, like, I didn't see the results immediately. Like, I did the work it took me to get diamond. And I didn't stop until I hit it, right? So it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to stop now because I sent my 50 messages. It was like, no, legit, I got to be at 320 volume today. And so, like, I did the work to make it happen that day, not to plant the seeds to be harvested later. Because yes, everyone who didn't get back to me was going to be harvested later, but I had to make it happen. And so I had to do massive work. And like Mandy said, like, life is going to happen. It's going to knock you down, but that's your test to see if you really want it. Like, everybody has a test that they have to get through to get to the next level. I mean, you guys all played Nintendo one time in your life, right? Like, there's got to be, the mushrooms that are in your way and the fire throwing dragons and all of those things, like, to get to the next level, right? Like, every time. And so you can't just think, oh, I'm just going to do whatever's on the calendar and not be all in, because it's like, this is a roadmap to help you get there, but everybody's journey is going to be different and your challenges are. So you have to decide. And that's the thing, is like, are you going to make sure that your chart moves every single day, or are you going to go to bed? Are you going to message more than what you need to because you didn't get the results from the work that you did? Like, that's what it ultimately comes down to. And then if you don't hit it, guess what? You're going to end up better than you were. And then you can do it again next month and do it better. And like, that's what it took, and that's what it still takes. And that's why most people aren't diamond, is because they're not willing to do what it actually takes for the long-term effort.
And when something's not working, to change it. Do I like to voice message people? Okay, now I probably do. But when I started, I hated it so much. But that's what it took to sign customers. They wanted to hear my excitement. Do I like talking on the phone? Absolutely not. But do I do it and sign customers? Yeah, because that's what it takes. And so you literally have to do all of the things. Like, you have to do all the things. You can't just do part of the things. And that's where the KPI is really important. That's one of the things I wanted to touch on, is when we looked at all the customers that I've signed, it took doing all of the things, because if I wouldn't have posted products on my wall, I would have lost 5 of the customers this month. So if you look at my 13 customers from this month, they all came on to, with the exception of 3, came onto my Facebook through Host to Post 4 months to a year ago. They've been following me for 4 months to a year. But that's not how they signed as customers. They followed me. 5 of them commented on a post I made on my wall and signed as a customer. 1 of them came from my B90 message, which is just my potential loyal customer message. I can put it in the chat. Every time I say that, everybody wants to know what the B90 is. because that's my text replacement. But I messaged her and she says, yeah, actually I want to lose weight and I love coffee. I watch your lives every morning. Okay, I didn't think anybody watched my lives because nobody likes their comments. I get messages every single day, something to do with my coffee live every morning. I don't like going live. It is not my forte, but I do it every morning at 5 a.m. And I sell a coffee sample almost every single day. And if not, I sign a coffee customer. So I do one or the other from my coffee live. But I do the host to post. I message and I post on my wall, and they've all came from those. And so if I wouldn't have done one of those things, I would have missed out. And you never know which exposure it's going to take for your customer to decide that they're going to sign with you. And so are you willing to do all the things consistently every single day? Because what if I would have decided, because the day I made the post on my wall is the day that my cousin died. And I said, what if I would have decided I wasn't going to work that day? I would have lost 5 customers in one day. And so like, you really do have to decide that no matter what life throws at you, you're doing all of the things every single day, no matter what. And nobody can decide that for you except for you. Tamika didn't make that decision for me. Actually, when I decided that, I wasn't even talking to her. Like, if we're being 100% honest, because I thought her way was crazy. And then I decided that it's not, it's fine. But I had to go out on my own and try it all by myself to figure out that it's much more fun to do with friends. Because after all, that's why I joined the business. And so like, you get to decide that. And nobody can do it for you. I wish I could decide for people because then it'd make it a lot easier. But I don't get to decide that for you. Tamika doesn't get to decide that for you. Samara doesn't get to decide that for you. Carrie Ann doesn't get to decide that for you. You get to. So who else has questions? I'm trying to find the chat. It's fine. Unmute.
I wrote a question in the chat. I know you guys, for charting reasons, you guys move LCs around different people, right? And that makes total sense. It's all under your umbrella anyway. My question is, can you only do that when they first sign up?
For 72 hours. So if you're moving,
okay, that's reasonable.
So if you're now, here's the catch to that. If you are moving placement and enrollership, like if you're working on a fast start or something, you have 24 hours to submit a support ticket and have it changed. If you're moving it in your eSuite just to move it for volume, it's 72.
Okay, but so like Ruby, 3 distributors have to have qualifying legs.
So you're just moving it and you don't have people working for their fast starts.
Okay, well, I signed my husband up, okay? I signed myself up for another account,
Okay.
Let's just be honest. And so I'm getting a lot of these host to post going today. That was my goal today, was to work on those, and it's actually already working. I'm texting right now as I'm listening here. But anyway, I've got some people that are going to be signing up, and I'm going to put them under him. But as soon as they see the name Radu and not Delana, I don't want any red flags. So if I sign them up under me, then move them.
So what you're going to do, and this is what I do, is you sign them up underneath you, and then you can create a support ticket to have them moved under him to change.
Will they get notified?
Yeah, so they'll get an email that just says, and I just tell them that I'm helping build somebody on my team. Like I tell all of my customers, not only did you just help me, but you also helped so-and-so on my team get started. I help everybody on my team get their first 6, and I have never had a problem with it. And so all I do is I go into their account. If it's somebody that like I set everybody up, I go in and I do a support ticket, and I just say, please change my enroller and my placement to distributor ID. Thank you. Okay. And if it's done in the first 24 hours, they change it.
So enroller and distributor ID to that person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think I'm going to have to do that a lot, I think, because I think they're going to be more comfortable. They're watching me, let's say for a few months, and they decide, okay, finally she's convinced me. And then I'll go, oh, no, wait, no, go sign under Radu or whoever. They're going to,
Yep. And okay. Tamika put the message in there that we sent.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I give a little bit of advice on this, you guys, too, real quick with customers? So they changed at the very beginning of the year. When you enroll a customer through your website, you get the extra 5% enroller bonus. When you enroll somebody, you get an extra 5%. Okay. So Delana, if you enroll a customer and then you move it underneath your husband and you don't change the enroller, he gets 10% on it. You would get 10%, but then you get an extra 5% because you're the enroller. So you'll get 15% on your paycheck and he'll get 10% on his paycheck. Now, the only way and the only reason why I would ever enroll a customer through somebody else's website is if they were still able to get their 6 customers during their shopping spree. If I don't have a new distributor underneath me, then I always enroll it through my website and then I move it where I want it to go. So I keep that extra 5%. If someone's within their 30 days, you want to enroll it through their website. And so I say you're all set up, your ID number is this and password is that. To get into your account, you go to itworks.com and click log in. If you need any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. And then I say also with how our back office works, we can pick one other person benefit from order. So if you see the name blank, that's why your order not only supports me and my family and hers too. She does not have access into your account. And I've never had anybody, they're like, oh, that's so awesome that you can do that. I don't ask permission. I just do it because it's my business and I take care of them. If Brittany B is not taking care of my customers, she doesn't, like I message Brittany and say, hey, I moved a customer underneath you. Please delete her from your Connect app. You won't ever message her. That'd be weird for you. It'd be weird for her. I take care of her. And the customers don't care because I've got that follow-up sheet where I'm following up with them every single month and making sure that they're getting what they want when they want it.
Yes. Thanks for clarifying. That's what I was trying to get to.
I got a question.
Go for it.
Question, Miss Mandy. On Tamika, you said that you delete the customers that you don't enroll yourself on your Connect app. How do you do that?
So I have a video that I can share in there and with the pack chat on how to do it. But all you do is you go into your Connect app. And if you click view contacts, you type in their name. And on there, like it'll show groups that they're in. It'll show distributors highlighted. You unclick distributors and it takes, or customers, and it takes them out of the group so they don't get notified anymore. And you can remove them from follow-up on there too. But I did make a video on it.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Just one more thing real quick, Tamika. I wanted
You're
to make sure
good.
I understood your 5% correctly. So to get that extra 5%, well, with my husband either way, it's gonna be my money regardless, but if we get a second or third one, if I have to enroll them under theirs to get their 6 for the shopping spree, correct? But if I roll them on mine and then move them over, they might not get their shopping spree. I'm trying to help them out, whatever. I still get that 5% more when I move them.
If it's your personally enrolled distributor, you want them to get their 6 because then you earn $150 bonus. They earn the shopping spree. And so for you moving it, you're giving up, or for you enrolling it through their website, you're giving up the 5%, but you're earning yourself $50 in bonuses every 2 customers that you move up to the 6.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
And as leaders, even if if I move a distributor underneath somebody, like even though they're not getting the bonuses, it's still a win for you when you help your team earn the shopping spree. So I just say, if you ever have anybody in your organization that you can place under and help them get that shopping spree, do it every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I run my business. You all get to run your business however you want to run your business. Like, let me make that clear. But for me, when I put my team first, then the money comes later. And that's how I've always worked my business, is if sometimes you sacrifice a little bit of money now for yourself to help your team be able to earn a little bit more, then you'll have long-term success.
And so something that goes off of that I've found is when you help somebody get $150 shopping spree and then they get to use the products, they're going to sign more customers in the long run. And so I don't care if I enrolled them, Susie Q down the line enrolled them. If I have somebody who's working for a shopping spree within my organization and I sign a customer, I'm helping them get their shopping spree regardless. And so I just go through for placement. I have sticky notes of every single distributor who still needs their 6. And that's the first place customers go, regardless of what else is going on. And it has never bit me for doing it, so. Anybody else have questions? This call is for you guys. Like, I already know what I'm doing and I know what I'm gonna do for the next 25 days. This was for you to ask the people who have already done and been where you wanna be so that you can get there. And so there's no dumb question. The only dumb question is the one that's not asked. And so what do you guys wanna know?
I could ask 1,000
I just
questions, but I'd
wanted-
have you here all night.
I heard somebody else unmute too, and I couldn't catch the screen in time.
I just wanted to know the name of those books that you had said again.
So they're on the sheet, but it's the 10X
Possible.
Rule by Grant Cardone, The Closer's Survival Guide, Crash the Chatterbox,
Okay, they're on the sheet. Okay.
and Permission to Screw Up. And Delana, like, ask. If you have
Okay.
questions, ask, because somebody else probably has the same question and they're just too scared to unmute. That used to be me. I used to just sit there in the corner and I was that shy little girl in the corner who wouldn't ask questions, and I just prayed that somebody else would ask them. And
Well,
now
I'm not scared to ask. I just don't want to take up you guys' too much time. I mean, there's so much I got to learn. And a lot of times when I ask questions, I'm told it's in the classroom, it's in the email, you know, and sometimes it's easier if someone explains it versus
I'm here
going
for
and
it.
reading it on a document, you know, just to hear somebody talk and explain it. Okay, today I got some new hosts to post up. Like I said, that was my goal today, was to get those because I've been lacking in that. I'm making the connections. I'm posting about the products. I'm doing the live videos. I was struggling getting people to want to join in the giveaways. I mean, free things, and they wouldn't want to do it. I was like, you guys are crazy. So that's why I did a live video yesterday explaining, and I shared Tamika doing the drawing, and bless your heart for saying my name, Tamika, because now my friends see that and they know I was putting my friends' names in that. So now today I already got 5, and I had 4 with what, oh gosh, 2 weeks of trying to get names. I only had 4, and one day I got 5. So, I mean, that helps. But now I'm starting to get some weird responses to my host posts. One, this girl, it was for the Thermophytex, and she made a comment on that saying, oh, this stuff, all it does is make you poop a lot. And I'm like, and I know her, it's my one of my best friend's daughter. I'm like, no, it don't, laugh face, you know. And then now I got this other gentleman, this lady I'm not so close to. Our daughters played soccer together, but some guy commented, well, is she bringing the beer too? And I'm just trying to laugh it off, but it's like, man, I just hope, I don't want everybody who reads it to take that whole thing as a joke at the same time.
So I have a bunch of people who make posts for me, and like this one guy, bless his heart, he's a customer of mine. He makes a post for me every single week, but he signs customers. This is why he still posts for me, because every once in a while, probably about once a month, I get a customer from his post. But I just have to filter out the negative comments, because I get, oh, what is it, meth? Like, I get all kinds of negative comments. And so you get to choose. Are you going to allow the negativity in your space? If I see a negative comment, I just delete it. If it's one I can delete, because they've come back and comment on my stuff. And if it's on your host to post, just ignore it. You can hide it. Like, everybody else is still going to see it. But if you can't block it out of your space, you can hide it from you. But that does kill your algorithms. And so I just leave it alone, because it's not worth my time and energy to try and explain it. I know what my products do. I know what I do changes lives, and eventually they'll see it too. And there's always going to be a negative Nelly out there, always. Just know you're not alone. Like, it happens to all of us.
I think I'm just shocking all my friends right now, because I've worked in the quality field and engineering and and manager for so many years, and then boom, I spring this on them. I'm losing weight. I want you to drink my coffee. And they're like, what the hell is she doing?
It's
So,
different.
yeah. And I think honestly, in my opinion, when you're new, everybody's waiting for like this phase to be over with you. Like you're going through some midlife crisis, or it's just something, a fad that you're in. And I think my friends just need to see me get past that and realize I'm serious. And
Yep. And like
they'll be
Tamika
like,
said,
wow,
you can,
what is it about this stuff that she likes so much, you know?
and like Tamika said, tell them to knock it off and stand up for yourself. And so like, I don't message people who aren't my friends because that's how I get blocked and put in Facebook jail. And so I don't add people who are negative Nellies so that I can tell them to knock it off. Now, if it is people I am friends with, then I tell them to knock it off because they know better. Like they know what I'm doing. And if they don't agree with it, some will, somewhat, so what next? Not my people. I am not afraid to remove friends. I'm not afraid to block people. My block list is probably 5 miles long now because I don't need anybody's negative energy.
Yeah. I have a friend like you do. She posts for me all the time. I could ask her to do it every day, every hour, and she would do it. And she's actually one of my first LCs. And she had someone comment on the host post that she did. What are you guys doing? It was for a distributor one. And he commented, what do you guys do? Starting up a meth lab? Ha ha ha. And her being my close friend, I put an angry face on his comment. And he's like, geez, I was just joking. She got on there, deleted him right away. You know, and I have a sense of humor, but there's certain aspects of my life that I don't allow that. You know what I mean? Just like with your kids, somebody makes fun of your kids, you're not going to laugh, you know?
Yeah. They don't have to buy from you, but they do need to be nice. Like, be a kind human. Who else has questions? There are 26 of you on and only like 3 of you got questions. I am super excited there's 26 of you on though. Yes, I want to know who's I went through and I called out on my team call last night by name, are you in? And so like, I want you to unmute and say, are you in? And what are you doing to get prepped? And when are you starting?
I'm in today, tonight. Well, I started
starting right now.
I'm in. I already printed out the spreadsheet, so I'm in and I'm starting today.
Oh, Alana is in and she is starting right now.
I'm in and I'm starting today.
Okay.
I'm in.
Love it.
in. Starting today.
I'm in and I'm starting today too.
Love it, Serenity.
I'm obviously in because I'm asking you all these questions.
I would hope so, Delana.
And I started this morning. I just didn't know it.
Perfect. So
And the
that
reason-
means if you're in and you're starting today, that means you're going live and you're casting your vision to your Facebook friends today.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. And thank you for this. I love this. And the reason I'm not asking a lot of questions is because you answered most of them talking.
We might talk a little bit.
I usually don't talk, but I'm in and I'm starting today. And thank you for this roadmap.
You are so welcome. Leanna, did you have something to say?
No. Sorry, I just unmuted and forgot to mute.
Oh, okay.
I said I'm in, and I'm starting today.
Oh, perfect.
I had a quick question.
Okay, I'm here for it.
Because my phone died halfway through this. Are you posting today so I can rewatch this?
Yes, we are going to post Tamika will post the recording.
Okay, great. And the little chart that you had, I can find that in the chat, correct?
I think that's where Tamika shared it. Tamika, will you answer questions?
Also, thank you guys both.
Welcome. There it is. There it is. Brittany, it's in the chat right now. Okay. But you guys, it's one thing to say you're in right now today and to get off here and do the things today. It's something completely different to do it for the next 25. Yes, you may ask a question, Delana.
Sorry, I don't know if you're tired of my voice yet.
Oh.
Okay, so everybody knows Skinny Brew is my crack. I'm telling you, that's my thing. It's my jam. I don't care if I'm done losing weight. I'm always gonna drink it because it doesn't make me shaky. You know, if I drink too much coffee, I get shaky and I'm get an upset stomach, and you know what I mean. Anyway, I've been doing the Super Reds and Super Greens, and Skinny Brew, there's an obvious effect on my body and my focus and curbing my cravings. And I was doing a live today and I was like, man, I'm doing Super Red, Super Greens. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it. What, you know what I mean? I mean, digestively, yeah, I got that going on, of course, the Super Green, but what else? I mean, it's just something I might be thinking that's Skinny Brew and it's not, and it's actually one of those that I can share.
So Super Reds is more of your antioxidant, your immunity, like you're missing vitamins. And so you may not get like a immediate like you would from the coffee, but I know for me, my skin is clear. I actually sleep better because I don't have so for me, I have a malnourishment problem because I'm on seizure meds. And so my body doesn't absorb all of the nutrients. And so I get the nutrients from the Super Reds.
And I don't, I'm sorry, I have extension on that. I use my Super Reds and Super Greens because I don't eat very well. And so I get regular on my probiotics and my Super Reds and Super Greens.
And so that's just going to play into like your overall healthy nutrition.
My skin has been awesome. I have eczema, and I don't know what's going on in here where I look so red right now. It might be your hair reflecting. But seriously, I would look like Joker right around here. It would get chapped and it would peel like a snake. I have to exfoliate every day. And then my skin was constantly raw because I'm losing a layer every day. Well, that's healed up. And I was thinking it was all the hair, skin, and nails, but I've been doing the Super Reds at the same time. So
it can be a combination of all of it. So like your Super Reds has your vitamin A in it. Your Super Reds has your vitamin K. Your Super Reds has your antioxidants. Like it's just really good for you.
Did you do the greens too, Mandy?
I do.
Do you notice anything from that?
So for me, the greens are what help keep me regular. Like I do chocolate milk, like I make hot chocolate before bed. Although I did find something that's really good and that it's just not the same as if you take BFF and put it in hot almond milk and make hot cocoa with it. Our salted caramel hot chocolate with our chocolate greens is just not as good anymore. Maybe you shouldn't try it, Tamika. Bye. Tamika had to run, but I can still answer questions. Like I cleared out my afternoon to make sure that you guys have everything that you need to launch this, and not just for you, but your whole team. Like I already launched it to my team last night. They've all gone live. They've all done their things because I created it means they got it first. Sorry, love you all. But like as their leader, I got to have a tough love conversation with them before I launched it to the whole team. So
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Can you drink too much of the Reds or the collagen? I mean, because
so I learned something new today because Brittany was so awesome when I got to be on her doctor's appointment with her. Collagen and Super Reds both have vitamin A in it, and they have 100% of your vitamin A daily dose in them. And so you could drink too much vitamin A. Now, as you drink vitamins, your body will pass whatever you don't use, unless you are trying to have a baby. You do not want to have too much vitamin A. 100% is your, like, that you don't want more than 100%. And since Super Reds and collagen both have 100% vitamin A in them, Miss Brittany gets one or the other. So like you've got to know what kind of vitamins you as a person, because we can't give any medical advice, what kind of vitamins and minerals does your body need? Do you need 100% or do you need more? Do you need less?
Okay, because I like the taste of Super Reds like a lot, and I like.
Do not drink it like it's a juice, Leanna. No.
I really
no. No, ma'am. No.
One or two a day. That's it. You don't
One.
want. You
It is
don't
not
want a
a
whole
two.
lot, guys.
Well, that's all I have is like usually no more than 2, but then I really like to mix it. I like to mix the collagen and the vitamin, the reds, but then I didn't know if that was too much.
Just you can drink collagen and reds together. I do, but one a day. If you're thirsty, just drink Hydrate all day. You can have more than one of those.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I just have to be limited on how many I take because I'm trying to conceive, and vitamin A can mess with the development of the retina of the baby, according to what we learned today.
Yeah.
Ah.
Congratulations, Brittany. Good luck. I know it's not an easy task if you got to try, you know, so it's got a
Yeah,
road
I'm
ahead
just
of you, but good
looking
luck.
forward. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna cross her fingers because her blood test is gonna come back positive. And her doctor told her congratulations on her weight loss today. I heard it with my own ears. And
Thanks
she
for
was
making me
very-
cry in the middle of this call because I read your post because I wasn't tagged in it, and I'm like crying in the middle of this. I'm
tagged
like,
you in it.
no.
I tagged you in it. My phone is
untagged
really
me.
bad. Okay,
might have
there are
untagged
some
me.
questions in the chat. I'll go back.
Sorry.
What about when you're nursing? So we cannot give any medical advice. However, her doctor did answer some questions for us on what some things are okay and what things aren't okay. So we can share that if that's something you want. Nootropics are a no-go at all. I will tell you, like nootropics in general, which means skinny brew, if you are pregnant or conceiving, is a no-go. It messes with the development of a brain. I'm gonna stop recording for a minute though.